Hi everybody, welcome to Live After 5. Maria here. Hope everybody's had a great day. So this evening I want to talk to people who may have a rural property or they may have a standalone property. In other words, a house that isn't maybe typically in a housing estate. And this is one of my top tips. If you're one of those owners and you're thinking of selling your property or getting ready to go on the market, you might be in the middle of getting ready to go to the market and doing all the hard work and the preparations. The most important thing you could do, it's like actually gifting yourself something because it's going to save you so much time and possibly a lot of hassle, is to book an engineer to assess your property. Now, this is particularly important because sometimes we find that properties that are standalone properties, they may be in the family for many years. Somebody may have inherited it, and sometimes when people go to sell their property, the buyer will get an independent engineer out. They'll check the boundary and everything else associated with the property, and then lo and behold, there's a problem with the boundary. And maybe part of the property is that you claim that you own is actually belong to somebody else, and then it turns into a big mess. And I'm not talking even like a little triangular property. It could be like a big long strip. It could be significant. So to avoid all that from the outset, get an engineer in ASAP. Also get them to check if your property is fire compliant, because if you've, Velux windows in bedrooms upstairs and things like that, they may not be compliant with regulations today. So very important just to get a check on those, but can't emphasize enough about the boundary. Now, I just want to paint a picture for you, right? When we are selling and buying at the same time, it is an extremely busy, and it can be very challenging for people, for homeowners, to do this and coordinate both things at once. So imagine this scenario. You spent 4 weeks, 6 weeks decluttering your house, painting it, doing the repairs, staging it. You're so proud of it. You put it on the market, photos fantastic. You have a huge amount of interest, competitive bidding on it, and it gets to a price where you're absolutely delighted. Your property sale agrees. So then you go look for your next home and you find your dream home and you get your dream home, and you might be competing against other prospective buyers, and you're the top bidder and you have the opportunity now to buy your dream home. And these homes don't come up too often. And then everyone's all happy. And then a couple of weeks later, your buyer sends out their engineer. Big problem with the boundary. Where does that put you? Right back to square one. Even it's worse than square one, because you have to take the house off the market. You have to possibly withdraw from the sale of the house you're buying. More than likely you will, because the vendor of that house won't want to wait around forever. And then you have to go back, get your engineer in yourself and then come up with a plan to rectify these problems. So you really don't want to be 75% through the process and then it's like you're minus 30% back before 0%. So get your engineer in when you're thinking of selling your property and make sure you've all your ducks lined up. Now, I've put a link up at our YouTube channel. We've lots of video resources on our YouTube channel for sellers. So if you're thinking of selling your home, there's loads of tips and advice on our YouTube channel. So just click the link and you can subscribe. And if you need a phone number for an engineer, or if you need any more advice, you're thinking of selling your property, just send us a direct message on this page. Thanks for watching, everybody, and have a great evening.